Morning everyone, it's Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. It is Monday the 29th of July 2019, video number 79. So the last couple of weeks I've done some stitching, but I've been involved with doing some other stuff too. And so I haven't really done a lot of watching a floss tube. But whenever I notice that one of the local people from here in Oregon has a new video up, I always try to take time to watch theirs because I've met a lot of these people. And so it's always good to, check in and find out what's going on with them besides what I find out about when I'm up at Acorns and Threads at our first meetup. So when I saw that Wendi and Stephanie, Pixie Dust Stitchers, had a new video up, I went and looked at it. And I have to reply to their video because there were some fibs and fabrications leveled towards me in their video. Yeah. Fibs and fabrications. So, Pixie Dust Stitchers, if you haven't watched them before, I would like you to turn my video off right now and go check out their last video, number 10, to get Stephanie's side of the story. And then you can come back and I will give you my side of the story. So go ahead and pause me right here. I'm good. I'll sit here and wait. Not a problem. Go watch their video. We're good. I'll wait for you. I will wait. No, seriously. Go watch their video. Pixie Dust Stitchers, episode number 10. You need to know Stephanie's side of the story first. Did you see it? Do you know what I'm talking about? No, I'm not talking about the spider ornament. I like the bat ornament that Wendy's going to be stitching. I could stitch the bat ornament, but I'm not doing the spider. She was correct there. What I'm talking about was at the meetup last month. Wendi and Stephanie do their videos at Acorns and Threads. Wendi lives in Dayton, Oregon. Stephanie lives up in Vancouver, Washington. It's probably a 60-plus mile difference between their houses. So they've been meeting up at Acorns and Threads to do their videos. And I know that the ladies at Acorns and Threads have loved jumping on and doing cameo appearances. Jolyn. And so anyway, in this video, Stephanie was talking about last month's meetup at Acorns and Threads on the 4th of July. We were up there and Janine had a spur-of-the-moment trunk sale because we have a local up-and-coming stitching designer, and you all know her, Michelle Garrett Bendy Stitchy. And she had taken up her third pattern, Alice's Mad Plant. So at the table, there was about 10 of us, and I was over on the far side of the table, sitting between Lisa and Margaret. Stephanie was sitting way across from me, and Janine was standing pretty close to her when she showed these patterns. And of course I said that I wanted one, and Janine handed it to me, and I promptly handed mine to Michelle to get her to sign it. So I missed my mistake. I missed seeing that Stephanie actually got her pattern first. Okay. And I think somewhere in there, you got a group of 10 ladies around the table and everyone's chatting and talking. Jolyn may have said something about actually having the first pattern. I don't know. But I said that I'm going to pay for mine first. Mine was going to be the first purchase. So from where I was sitting at to get to the counter to pay, maybe 5 steps. And I got up to do that, and I walked this way to the counter. Jolyn walked back and around the counter to meet me, to ring me up. Well, according to Stephanie, I knocked people down to get to the counter. And according to Jolyn, there was a footprint on her forehead. Not last month. No, not last month. Fibs and fabrications. Yes, that's my side of the story. They didn't even offer me a tissue. I mean, really. Fibs and fabrications. This coming Thursday, August 1st, is our next stitching meetup at Acorns and Threads. I think I'll go in with a post-it note on my head with a footprint on there, because I think I'm the one that got the footprint on my head. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I love those ladies. I know it was told in fun, but there will be payback. Simply because. Simply. Anyway, so this coming Thursday, August 1st, is our next meetup at Acorns and Threads, and I'm looking forward to it because I know there's going to be some guests that are showing up at Acorns and Threads this month. On Instagram, Crystal, who is Jeweled Antler, she commented that she is going to be able to make it over to Acorns and Threads for this meetup. So I'm excited to get to meet her in person. And I'm pretty sure that Colette Highway Stitcher is going to be there. She had mentioned that she was in town. Well, she has a house up in Washington, but that she would be over. And I love visiting with Colette. She is such a neat lady. I love watching her videos. She makes handmade lace, and it is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Possibility of another person being there at this meetup is Christine, Stitch All the Things. She and her husband and daughter are in Oregon for the summer. They have a house here, and they've been doing lots of traveling around the state of Oregon, spending as much time as they can with Callie before she moves out and starts her own adult life. But I think Christine said on either the last video or the prior one that she was going to try and make it to Acorns and Threads. So it will be nice to see her again. I met her last year. Fantastic lady. And another person, this one I'm not sure whether she's going to make it to Acorns and Threads or not, is Anita of Holly and Anita. I know that she will be visiting in Oregon the following weekend because I will be meeting up with her then. But I don't know if her trip includes time for her to come to the first Thursday meetup this week. So anyway, I am looking forward to going to Acorns and Threads this coming week. Next weekend, August 9th, 10th, and 11th, I will be out of town with some friends. We are meeting for a stitching weekend. We did this last year at Lisa Smith's house, Kindred Stitcher. This year, we're going to be meeting at Lori's house, who is textilist. We're going to be meeting at her house over in Sisters, Oregon. And this is the house she wants to retire to. I have not been there. I am looking forward to going there. She has done a couple of quilting retreats there, which tells me that this has to be a fairly decent sized house. But because she does quilting retreats there, it tells me that she's going to have some large craft tables there. So I'm planning on taking 3 projects with me to finish while I'm over there. Earlier in the year, I showed you my finish of Midnight Journey. It is the one that I stitched from the Leisure Arts book. It's Santa with his 6 reindeer, and it's on that beautiful winter solstice opalescent fabric. I want to make that into a mantle scarf, and so I asked if I could bring that with me, and I'm bringing my sewing machine along because I know my sewing machine. So I'm hoping that I can get that finished, cut out and sewn while I am there. The next piece that I want to take with me to finish, do I have it all here? Yes. Okay, the next piece that I want to take with me is my Mill Hill kit, my Sister Sun and Brother Moon. This is the box that I want to put it on. I've got the piece cut down and I've got the corners clipped so that I can put that onto the top of the box. I want to make this into a sewing box. And so one of the things that I did is I took the pattern for the moon here and I restitched it on Ada. And I'm going to make this into a pin cushion to go inside the box. Now, having never made a sewing box before, I don't know how to put it together. I have ideas in my mind. Whether those are the right ideas or not, I don't know. But Lisa Rael, who is one of the ladies who comes up to Acorns and Threads on a fairly regular basis, she has a home over in Bend, and Bend and Sisters are fairly close to each other. So she's going to be joining us at this weekend at Lori's house. And she has offered to help me put this together. So I have to get the little pin cushion made here. Now I have a question, and I would love answers from anybody who has done this. I know that I'm going to be lining the inside of the box here. What I was thinking of doing on the back of the pin cushion was putting a piece of Velcro and then a piece of matching Velcro on the lining here so that the pin cushion would stay in place. Is that a good idea or not? Please let me know. If anybody has any suggestions, I would gladly take any help I can get on this. So I have to get the pin cushion made, and I'm hoping to get that done this week. That's the second project that I am taking over there. The third project that I am taking over is my finish. I told you I was working on Barbara Anna Spooky Tree, and I got it done. And this is just the cutest pattern ever. This pattern reminded me of last year when I was working on Halloween and Quilt. I had so much fun stitching that because each individual element of the pattern, the colors were just fantastic, and it just made me happy as I was stitching on it. And that's what this piece was like. I mean, stitching that crow is just so stinking cute. And turning the spiders, both of them, into little bats. Thank you, Becca. She's the one that gave me the idea. I just had so much fun stitching this pattern. So my idea with this one is a while back, Stacy Postal Stitcher, she had sent me a package, and she sent me one of those hangers for making wall hangings. And I'm going to take that over with me, my backing fabric, some batting, and I'm hoping to make a wall hanging out of this one. So those are the three projects that I am planning on taking over with me on my weekend trip to Sisters, the 9th, 10th, and 11th of August. Okay, so I haven't made any purchases that are stitching related, but it's the time of the year where my home decor is more available in the stores. And my daughter came over and she showed me cookie jar that she had bought, which meant that I had to go get it because, you know, how could I not have this one? So I went up to, we have a shop here in Oregon called Tuesday Morning, and they get a lot of leftover things from other shops, and so they sell them at a reduced price. Crushed skull dust. Now this is supposed to be a cookie jar, and I checked this out at the shop. Not a one of the lids actually fit the jars. It balances on there, which is probably why they had them as leftovers from other shops, because they don't fit. But that's okay. I'm not using it as a cookie jar. It's gonna go upstairs in my crafting bureau and have some sort of crafting supplies in there, because why not? Speaking of my crafting room, okay, I told you that Philip had come down and he painted the walls for me. And I was going to do a paint technique on it. So my daughter came down the following Monday evening after she got off of work, and the two of us went upstairs. This happened to be one of the warmest days that we've had here in Oregon so far this summer. And that little room is on the south side of the house. It has one tiny little window in it, and it was 6 o'clock in the evening when we started painting up there, and it was hot. And by the time we were done, we were just both drenched. But the paint technique that we did on the wall was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I play with paint a lot. I would love to show you what I've done with the ceiling in the bathroom and some of the other things that I've done around the house. And if you're interested in seeing a video of those and me talking through them, again, let me know and I could post one like that. I like playing with paint. That paint technique was horrible. Horrible. So Tuesday morning, I went and I took a picture of the walls in the library, which were painted. I painted them to look like parchment. And I took one with light on it, and I took one in shadows. And then I took those down to the paint store, and I came back with 4 different paint chips. And I compared them all to the wood surround around the Hobbit door, because I'm going to use that same chocolate brown trim on the window in the crafting bureau. And I compared it to the parchment color. And I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere close to having a color that matched that. I just wanted something that would complement it. And of the 4, there was one color that just, to me, said it was perfect. So I went and bought more paint. And Friday morning, my granddaughters, Rowan and Riley, came over and helped me paint over that horrible paint technique. And we used a paint primer combination this time, got 1 coat on there. It looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. So if you're afraid of playing with paint, don't be, because all you do is paint over it and it goes away. And yes, it costs money for the paint, and yes, it takes time, but don't be afraid to try something different, to try a paint technique, to try a color that you haven't tried before, because you can always paint over it again and make the mistake go away. But I am really excited because they're going to come over again this coming Friday. We're going to put the 2nd coat of paint on in the room. There's some areas that need touch up. And then the room is going to sit for a while until Mark is done with his busy season at work and he can get to, my laundry's done. Do you want to fold clothes? I've asked this before. Nobody came the first time. Maybe this time. Maybe Stephanie could come down and fold some clothes for me, you know, for stomping on the forehead. Yeah. Anyway, the crafting room is pretty much where it's going to be at for a while. The next step to do is to take up the carpet, to repair the floor, and to lay down the laminate, put the window trim back on, and put lights in there. And then I can start filling it with things like this in my crafting room. Because who wouldn't want to have this in their crafting room? And if you don't want to, please don't tell me that, because it'll crush me. All right, projects that I have been working on. We all know about Diana, It Is Kismet, and Michelle Bendy Stitchy doing the It's You I Like. I stitched 2 of those. I've already sent those first 2 off. I stitched 2 more. And this fabric that I used is also an Aida. This is the fabric that I stitched Evening in the Shire on. It's a fabric by Stephanie, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I already know who I'm sending one of these to. I haven't figured out who to send the other one to, because like in my brain, I have this list of people that I want to send them to, and every other moment or so, that list changes and moves. So I think I'm going to have to stitch like 394 of them to get everybody on the list. 394. Okay. I have a stack of stuff. What have I been working on? I'm going to pause you for just a moment. I'm back. I had to go get my whiteboard. Make it so that you could see what I'm working on. Okay. One of the projects that I am working on is Barbara Anna's This Is Oh Christmas Tree. I had decided that I wanted to stitch a Christmas piece, and then Diana, It Is Kismet, did her half birthday Christmas in July sale, so I hopped onto it with this. Last time you saw it, I think I had this much done, and then I've added to it. I love the colors in this. I absolutely love the colors in this. I'm using all the call for colors except one. When I kitted this up at Acorns and Threads, they didn't have 4200. Is that the missing one? So instead I got 4205. So this flower is stitched with 4205 and 4210, and I absolutely love the way those two play off each other. I just think that this is absolutely gorgeous. And it looks like it might be a similar size width-wise to Spooky Tree, so I may end up having to do this one as a wall hanging too. Needle minder up here is from Abby Top Knot Stitcher. It's my time turner, which I think is perfect if we're going to do Christmas in July. We've turned time. That's my thought anyway. So, where to put things when you have nowhere to put things? I got a new chair. I replaced my chair in the living room. And right now, we don't have a big house. Our house is like 1,650 square feet. And while we have a long living room, there's not really a lot of space in the living room. So right now I have 2 chairs in the living room. And the funny thing is, when I went and ordered my new chair, the reason I got the new chair is because the one that I had, the arms were so high that when I sat in it, I actually had to sit with my arms down like this. I mean, there was nowhere to move them, or I'd have to put my arms up on the arms, which sometimes makes my shoulders hurt because of this. So about 2 months ago, Mark and I went and looked at the chair store, and I found a chair that I liked, and I ordered it to get the fabric that I wanted, and we went and picked it up 2 weeks ago. When we got it home and put it in the living room and I sat in it, I don't think it's the chair I ordered. I like the chair. I love the fabric. All the information on the invoice is the same on the one that I signed when I picked it up. But the reason why I don't think it's the chair that I ordered is because when I sat on the chair in the shop, my feet touched the floor. When I sit in the chair in the living room, my feet don't quite touch the floor. The other reason why I don't think it's the chair that I ordered is because when Mark was taking out of the truck, I realized that this chair is a recliner. Pretty sure that I didn't order a recliner. It's comfortable. It's beautiful. It's a bonus that it's a recliner. I'm keeping it. But I don't think it's the chair that I ordered. So right now, my living room has my new chair in it, my old chair in it, and all the rest of the stuff that's in there. And so it's kind of crowded in my living room. Yeah. I don't know why I told you that. Just because. Okay. Next piece that I'm working on is the Tiny Modernist Phoenix Biscornu. I'm going to show you the pattern. You're not going to be able to copy it no matter what you do, because looking at this pattern in real life, I have a hard time figuring out what the symbols are. So I had Mark blow the pattern up for me. And when he blew up the pattern, some of the symbols kind of got a little bit blurred. So trying to figure out sometimes what it is that I'm supposed to do, and then looking at this, yeah, go ahead and try and blow that up. If I can't read it on here and I can't read it on here, you're not gonna, whatever. I have 2 Phoenix done. So I am starting here on the bottom of my 3rd one, and then the 4th one will go there, and then I have the back side to do that. I have a Hogwarts needle minder here. I don't know who I got it from. I know I purchased it. But Phoenix, Hogwarts, Time Turners, Harry Potter. That's coming along. And of course, I am housing the floss in my Bags Plus, which also holds the floss for my next project, which is my birthday start. Okay, this is Quaker Gone Haunted by Michelle Inc. And I was up here working on this cherub. Now this is stitched with overdyed flosses, and you know me and overdyed flosses, I like to meander. So I'm playing around with this to get more of the mottled effect rather than a striped effect. Which means I really have to pay attention to what I'm doing with the pattern and the stitching, because I'm not doing straight lines. I'm going sideways and diagonal and up and down and back and forth and filling it in. So I have to stop like every 3rd or 4th stitch and color it off on the pattern. But I really, really like the way that that looks. But I got tired of working on my little Cupid there. So it's headless right now, and it's missing half an arm because I wanted to do something different. So now I'm working on these motifs over here. These motifs over here are the same color as this one down here. The difference is this is where I did 2/2 stitching, this is where I'm doing the 1/2 stitching, because that's what I was going to do on this piece, is I was going to stitch 1/2 with everything. But like I said before, I think the 2/2 on both these motifs anchors this picture, and I'm really, really liking the way that it looks. So that is where I'm at on Quaker Gone Haunted by Michelle Ink. That was my birthday start. I have my Munsters here. Did I get that from you, Michelle? Perfectly Imperfect, I think. Maybe, or Mad for Minders, one of them. And Acorns and Threads, because they're my people up there. Even though Jolyn, Fibs and Fabrications, said that there's footprints on her forehead. Not last time. Alrighty. My next piece, this is the one that I've been taking to work, and I'm housing this one in the bag that was sent to me last year by the lovely Helen D. Never mind the hanging floss. This is Antique Locks and Keys, Shakespeare's Peddler, Teresa Kitten Stitcher. You know her. I was meandering with the variegated floss again because I'm using Black Crow. Yeah. And I had outlined the lock here, and I had the screw holes outlined, and then I wasn't paying any attention and I stitched right through those screw holes. So that's my personalization on this piece, is that I've messed up on the lock plate. But I love this. I'm stitching it on Picture This Plus Ale, which is a gorgeous color. So those are all of my projects. Yep. So I'm going to keep working on each of those items. I'll probably take all of them with me when I go over to Sisters. Have no idea if I'll stitch on any of them or not, because I would really like to get the 3 projects that I want to finish done over there. Like I said, I want to take advantage of Lori's house. If she's got it set up for quilters, that means there's big crafting tables and I can lay my stuff out and get things put together. Lisa's going to be there. Lisa Rael is going to be there, and she's going to help me on the sewing box. If anybody has any ideas on how to attach that pin cushion inside the box, or even if I should or should not, let me know. I would really appreciate any help I can get on that. And I haven't done a giveaway for a while, so I'm going to do one in this video. Remember the box of goodies that I got a while back? Well, I was going through them, and I have 3 copies of this magazine. This is Better Homes and Gardens, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, September, October of '92. There's 32 projects in here. And let me see. There are some Halloween pieces that could be done. There is a barn. Who is it that was stitching a barn here not too long ago? There's a barn. There's some Christmas projects here. These could be updated and made more current. This little one right here, the sleigh with the horse, that is darling. And the pattern is in here. One of the things I found in that box on one of the scroll frames that she had, I think the woman I got it from had been starting this. Friends welcome. Welcome friends and neighbors. It's called Victorian Welcome, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is cross stitch, and then these letters are satin stitch. So very, very simple to do and very nice. If you're into carousels, have a couple of little carousels to do. And then this pattern here is part of it looks like 16-part Christmas quilt squares, but that's a really cute pattern in there too. Anyway, I have 3 copies of the magazine. So if you are interested in one of these 3 magazines, please let me know down below. I would like to stitch the magazine. Please be a subscriber. I ship anywhere. Please be 18 or older or have your parents' permission to give me your address. And my next video, I will announce who those are going to. Anyway, until next time, when I'm hoping to have a whole bunch of finishes to show you, live long and stitch on, my friends. Bye.